Hello, welcome to Nana's Journey. I'm Deanna, and today we are going to do a table topper. But first, I want to thank you for all your comments and suggestions. I really appreciate them, and I've had a couple suggestions. First, it's yes on the summer moon. I will be doing this next year, so I've still got to get my fabrics in order and maybe order some. And I also had a suggestion to do this quilt right here. So I got the pattern book, and this book is $39.95, and there are 41 patterns in here divided into 4 seasons, and so that comes to like 95 cents per pattern. So I took pictures of the pattern, of what it's supposed to look like. I took pictures of this part, and I will show those throughout the video. And it's got the sizes here and the name here. This is the one we're doing today. And I will show those pictures throughout the video. So I had ordered some stuff from Fat Quarter Shop. I can't remember what it's for, but it was probably just because it was, Black Friday. I ordered enough that I got a $40 scrap bag, and this is one of the things that came in it. So I am going to use these fat quarters for the quilt, and this is Sweet Acres by Beverly McCullough, Riley Blake. So there is a change I'm going to make in the pattern. Okay, in the pattern you make 4 of these blocks. You make 2 of this color and 2 of this color. Instead of doing these folded corners and attaching it to a rectangle or a square, I am just going to fold over another rectangle to eliminate this seam here. And I'm going to make this strip just a little bit wider so that when I fold it over, I can square it up so that the strip is straight. So that's the change I'm making. And so let me get these pieces cut so we can get ready to go. Okay, I've got the pieces cut out and things are marked, and you do need mirror images of the marks of C and B. So all I did was I took my ruler and you put your 45-degree line along the long edge, and you drew a line. And then I came to the other side, lined up the 45-degree line on the long edge, and drew a line. So now I have a mirror image. So also, when you go to put these together, normally, for folded corners, you put them like this and then you fold it over. But see what would happen if you did that? They need to go like this in an L shape. Sorry. This way would be easier for me to see. Draw the line, and then when I fold it over, it continues that line, kind of just like you do when you do binding. That's what you're doing. And then I will trim that so that it's a straight edge. So if you see me doing this like you would for binding, that is why. And I've got all my pieces cut out, and it'll end up like this. I just need to cut that one. So that's how it will end up. So let's get to the sewing machine. Okay, we're going to start with our H's, and I'm not using D to put on these because remember I extended B. I've got the ones I need to do 2 of these, 2 of these for this one. these 4 will go with that B. And then I will have my mirror images. Let's get these ones checked. Whoops. Okay, we've got those on correctly. Let's move on to the next set. Okay, for the mirror image, instead of sewing on this side, I'm going to sew on this side, and then when I flip, it will go the other way. Okay, so let me get those pressed and I'll trim off the corner there, and I will put the white strips with the other color strips. They're all done the same way, so let me get those all finished. Okay, I haven't pressed these yet. I was getting ready to press them and I realized I can draw another seam line a 1/2 inch away from the seam that's towards the corner. And again, on these ones, draw a 1/2 inch away towards the corner. I'm going to sew another seam. Then when I cut in between, I will have a scrap 1/2 square triangle. Okay, that's pressed. Trim just as you normally would have, only now we can square that up to a 1.5 inch triangle, 1/2 square triangle, and the same with this one. So we can square that up. So all of these will have I'll have a scrap 1/2 square triangle from them. So let me get these trimmed and pressed and I will be back. Okay, now I have all those scraps that would have been discarded from my folded corners, and they are all pressed and trimmed into 1.5 inch 1/2 square triangles. Now, this is how our block is going to go together. Oh, I don't know if you can get all of that in there. So I'll show you how to do one. They're all the same. So we're going to take our big background and one of our small fabric pieces, and we're going to sew it on. Okay, then we're going to press that open. And then we're going to take one of the centers and one of these, put them together. And I'm just going to do that with the other two as well. Okay, now we're going to take this one and we're going to nest these seams here, which means this will go to this side. Okay, now we'll press that open. This kind of has a log cabin feel to it. You're going to sew on a side, press it open, So on the other side, press it open and just continue to do that on the two sides until it's finished. Make sure your angles are going the same direction here, because if I put this one on here, then it would be going the wrong direction. So make sure you have those correct. Okay, and there's our first block. Now I just have to make the other three. So let me get that done and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got them all sewn together. Now I just need to put them together in a 4 patch. And I want these seams right here, these corners, to nest, but the seams are going the same direction. So I am just going to make a cut there, fold this down the other direction, and now they will nest. And then these ones already nested. Okay, let me get the other half put together, and then I will put both halves together to make a hole. Okay, I've got the 4 patches all pinned together. I've manipulated the seam where it needed to be so that I could nest all my seams. And now I'll just sew it. And I'm out of bobbin. Okay, let's get this ironed. Okay, now that we've got the unit all put together, all we have to do is put on the borders, sandwich it, quilt it, and bind it. Okay, I have it sandwiched and I'm ready to quilt. I'm just going to stitch in the ditch while I try and figure out if I'm going to do something in these, and if I am, what I'm going to do. For straight lines, I always use my line tamer. It's from 4pawsquilting.com, and this is one of my favorite rulers because I'm not good at keeping things straight. Okay, here it is all finished and bound. I really like how the quilting has turned out. This is what the back looks like, so the quilting shows up. And it's a simple project. The blocks come together really fast. What took me the longest was figuring out what fabric to choose, because I was looking at other fabrics before I just said, oh, I'll just use this 6-pack. And deciding what quilting to use and doing the quilting. So, but these are actually very fast to put together. And if you did, you know, several of these blocks, you could have a big quilt. So I want to thank you for joining me, and please put in the comments any suggestions you have for quilts, and I hope to see you next time on Nana's Journey.